Astral Chain, baby. It's a fucking classic on release. Platinumgames once again putting out some of the best games ever made. They've been doing it, they keep doing it. We've been here, we've done it, and now we're doing it again. Now, if you're familiar with Platinumgames, you might go into Astral Chain thinking it'll be the most ridiculous, over-the-top, mind-blowing game on the Switch. But honestly, the game is actually pretty chill. I mean, in terms of hype, it's no Wonderful 101, the combat isn't as complex as Bayonetta, and the story isn't as batshit insane as Nier Automata. You see, the thing with Astral Chain is that while the setting is very high concept and the combat features tons of over-the-top spectacle, the direct plot from point A to point B is actually very straightforward, and a majority of the game is spent doing mundane police work. It's kind of hard to explain, but to put this in perspective, you play the game as a police officer who forced their body to be synchronized with a demon monster from an alternate dimension, and with these newfound powers, you traverse the astral plane to fight off chimeras and all sorts of fucking crazy ass shit in order to save a cat. Meanwhile, the game's combat is fucking amazing and shit's going fucking nuts, but it's like, really? We're doing this all for a fucking cat? Like, dude, get a new cat. Like, fuck this. But the game's like, no, you're the goddamn police and you're gonna travel to the alternate dimensions and fight off the chimera so you can help the civilian and save her fucking cat, and it's gonna be the fucking hypest shit. And you know what? It fucking is. Astral Chain immediately kicks off with a quick cutscene of some scientists experimenting on a little cube, and right off the bat, shit's super fucked. They transform the tiny cube into some crazy ass monster. It immediately wants to kill everyone. They restrain it with the astral chains and essentially torture this fucking thing, and it's clear as day that this guy is fucking evil. He's enjoying this shit way too much, and there's gonna be a plot twist where this guy turns out to be a villain. I'm calling it right now. This is some Evangelion shit. Look at this Gendo ass motherfucker. He is so evil. After they contain the monster, he even talks about how they're planning on using orphan twins as new candidates for his little fucked up evil project. And it's here where you get the option to play as either Akira Howard or Akira Howard. Now, depending on who you pick, you will become a silent, boring protagonist character, and the other twin will become Akira Howard with all the personality and voice acting. Anyways, this is basically just a choice between choosing to play as either a male or a female. And I'm gonna be real here, female Akira is easily the best choice, cause she's got a nice ass. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Ha Sam jerks off to video games cause he's sexually repressed. Ha. Yes, I am. However, in my defense, Platinumgames are the industry leaders in beautiful ass technology. These guys are the pioneers of booty tech. Listen, Bayonetta, she's got crazy ass in that game. Look at this shit. God damn, we got Okami. Look at this ass. Celestial Brush Peach Booty for Peach Booty was a goddamn thing. Piano 3, no one remembers that shit. No one bought that shit. Booty though! But all of Platinumgames' hard work in video game ass technology was finally realized with Nier Automata, where we got 2B self-destructing her skirt off and revealing her glorious, juicy, HD, perfectly toned booty. Like, you think Nier Automata reviewed well because all those game journalists experienced all 5 endings and got the true emotional experience out of it? No, that's not what happened. All these game journalists self-destructed 2B's skirt off and then exploded all their pants off with erect dicks and just went, ah! 10 out of 10, game of the year, 4 million sales, game of the year. Meanwhile, with Astral Chain, it's like, how do you top the 2B booty? How do you do it? It's impossible. There's no fucking way. Look at this ass. Look at this beautiful shit. All right, some sweaty Japanese guy spent 7 months of his life sculpting the polygons on his perfect ass like a goddamn modern day Michelangelo, and God bless him. Now, this might not seem all that special, but if we move closer into the frame, we can truly appreciate the brushstrokes and the artistry from an entirely different perspective. Zoom in on the ass. Look at that fucking ass. These Japanese perverts programmed in an entirely new physics system with NASA's space technology by simulating torsion in the fabric of the short shorts as your character's ass cheeks move in real time. Like, who the fuck else is doing shit like this? Alright, these guys are fucking geniuses. God bless Platinumgames. Now, once you pick the female cause you're a little pervert, you jump straight into the introduction where you and Akira are trying to stop the chimeras that broke into this dimension. Meanwhile, you're fighting off monsters on the highway, you're rescuing other officers, shit's super fucked, and then when you meet up with Akira, the chimeras are opening up fucking oblivion gates all throughout the world and are invading our dimension and they're fucking invisible. Like, what the fuck do we even do? But then some of your police buddies show up with their legions, which are basically chimeras that they've captured with the Astral Chain and control with their bodies, which is basically like a weird hybrid between Evangelions and Stans from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So now your adopted dad shows up and gives you the Legatus, which allows you to control a legion, and with it, you can finally see the chimeras because apparently you can only see them if you're a fellow Stan user. So now you can just send the legion out like a fucking Pokemon, and it'll just go apeshit off to the side while you're also beating the shit out of other chimeras as well, and then the fucking bridge starts to break apart, and apparently your character is able to sync up with their legion so well that like turns their hair blue for some reason. You eventually kill off the remaining chimeras, and then the game just does a fucking anime opening with an entire theme song while the game just blatantly starts spoiling everything because apparently Japan doesn't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Is that an evil red cop? Who the fuck's that? Jesus Christ, why does Japan love spoiling shit? Like, I don't fucking get it. Anyways, after returning to the police HQ, the government forces you and Akira to be promoted to join Neuron against your adopted dad's will because of their natural abilities to control legions. And it's here where Yosef explains some backstory so we can pretend he's not evil. Apparently when chimeras started to break through to our dimension and caused all of Earth to become uninhabitable, humanity fled to an artificial island near the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And through years of research, Neuron has been able to develop the technology for the Legatus in order to fight off the invisible threat and save the human race. And basically, all the remaining humans on Earth are on this tiny ass island and shit is super fucked. Once you do some training with Jin and mess around the police station, Neuron eventually gives you a new mission to investigate some gates that are opening up throughout the city. It's in this mission where you get introduced to using the Iris to do some police detective work. You investigate the crime scene, you pick up some clues on the Chimera, and then you start to track it down, and it's like, oh, okay, this game's pretty chill. I guess this will be a pretty easy Platinum game. But then the millisecond you walk out of the crime scene, a giant-ass Chimera shows up and starts beating the shit out of you, and it's like, what the fuck? Is this a boss fight right at the start of the level? Jesus Christ, what the fuck do I do? And then another Chimera just starts grabbing civilians and pulling them into the Oblivion Gates, and everything's going fucking nuts. And then the Chimera pops out of nowhere and just pulls you into the Astral Plane. It's like, fuck. So now you're stuck in an alternate dimension. It's like, oh, you thought the last fight was the boss fight? Well, fuck you. This is the boss fight. And then you just go fucking nuts and beat the shit out of whatever the fuck this is. And right as you're about to die, the rest of the group comes in out of nowhere and saves you. Meanwhile, the Astral Plane is causing the group and the civilians trapped inside to be corrupted by Redshift. And then out of nowhere, the Legatus starts to malfunction and all the chimeras under the group's control start to bust free from their astral chains. Shit's super fucked. You're fighting your chimeric form of your legion in order to capture it again. You gotta weaken it first, but you throw the Pokeball. And only your character is able to capture back their legion because they're synced with their legion super hard because they got the blue hair. Having recaptured the sword nemesis, all the other chimeric legions start beating the shit out of you, and you gotta fight all four of them while the rest of the group rescues all the civilians. And it's like, oh shit, you thought the boss fight for the boss fight was the boss fight? Well, fuck you! This is the actual boss fight! And it's like, what the fuck? And then the entire platform just starts breaking apart and you use your sword legion to save yourself. And then right as the group is about to leave, the other chimeric legions show up and your dad distracts the four chimeras to allow the rest of the group to escape and fucking die super hard. This is the first level! After heading back to the police headquarters, Yosef tells you that you're now the only remaining person in Neuron who has a legion, and since the chimeras attacked their legion production facility during their previous attack, your character is the only person who can save humanity. It's only you against the chimeras. You gotta bust your ass to do this shit, put in 110% effort. Oh my god, it's Lappy the dog. Yo, fuck this shit, I'm hanging out with Lappy. So now Lappy shows you around the headquarters, you get a little bit more tutorials and training done, and then you talk to Marie Wentz, who is basically this game's swirly glasses anime goofball. You meet up with Marie in the basement, and apparently she rescued a cat while she was on patrol, but since cats are known to carry chimeric corruption, Akira takes the cat and puts it outside. Also, Marie's got a big ass booty, oh my god! Alright, if you thought Zelda's ass looked good in Breath of the Wild, look at this shit. Look at how this game is rendering Marie's beautiful, fat fucking ass. Like, Marie's titties are exploding everywhere like a goddamn champion. No other company on Earth is even coming close to this level of high quality titties and ass, and Platinumgames are the saviors of the entire video game industry. God bless Platinum! So now for your next mission, you and Akira have to travel to Mason Forest and investigate the whereabouts of some missing people, which were obviously taken by chimeras, but we have to do some investigation in order to figure out that they've been taken by chimeras. So now you go around, talk talk to the civilians and you fuck around for a bit, and then some of the guys are like, oh, there's a ghost around here. It's like, Jesus Christ, why the fuck do we even ask these people? So you eventually go to the crime scene, and you track down the Chimera's trail and find the Oblivion Gate, and then you blue skidoo to the fucking astral plane. Akira stays behind while you fight off Chimeras, and you eventually find a strange drone and fix it up. You work together with whoever's controlling the drone to find the missing girl, and then you end up fighting whatever the fuck this is, and everything's going fucking nuts. Meanwhile, after you finally return back to your dimension with the missing civilian, everything's going even more fucking nuts and shit super fucked. You eventually close all the gates and save Akira, but then his Lost Legion shows up out of nowhere and just fucking transports Akira to the fucking astral plane, and it's like, how the fuck is this mission this long? It's been like 2 hours. So then you go back into the astral plane for like the 7th time in a row, you fight off even more Chimeras, and you end up having a boss fight with the Arrow Legion, who just shoots arrows and teleports all over the place like a fucking asshole. But once you weaken its health bar and throw the Pokeball, you capture it and add it to your Legatus. Also, you get a really cool Pokedex entry. After saving Akira, he shows you a special room where your dad used to take care of stray cats. So now, during the game, if you find a stray cat, you can adopt them and bring them to this room, which I guess gives you some rewards or something, I'm not really sure. All that matters is that now you can visit this room and see all the cats and feed them cat food. It's fucking hype as fuck. Meanwhile, we get another cutscene of Yosef being the most evil motherfucker ever. Like, look at this evil covert Seele shit. They got the sound-only communication, Yosef's talking about becoming gods, like this is the most blatant ripoff of Evangelion. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, maybe it's just a coincidence or just a reference or it's a homage, but immediately after this cutscene, you unlock a brand new color palette for your Legion. And wouldn't you know it, it's the fucking Unit 1 color scheme as your very first unlock. Like, come on, dude. Oh my god, they're ripping this shit off. They don't give a fuck. Anyways, you report back to HQ, and Neuron was able to confirm that the person who blew up the Legion production facility was an old assistant who worked with Yosef on his Legion research. Her name is Jenna Anderson, and now your goal is to capture her. Now, remember when I said that the plot for Astral Chain was very straightforward? Well, this is probably the biggest example, because I want to say for like 60% of the entire game, your only goal is to track down Jenna Anderson. I mean, the game's hype as fuck and you're doing all this crazy shit, traveling through alternate dimensions and fighting tons of chimeras, but the end goal of all of this is like, oh man, we gotta find Jenna Anderson. Where the fuck is Jenna Anderson? And then eventually Yosef turns evil and it's like, we gotta find Yosef! Yosef's fucking evil now! Except you're not supposed to know that yet, so just pretend I didn't say that. So apparently Jenna Anderson was last seen at Harmony Square, so now you gotta go there and investigate. You're just fucking around, picking up cans and asking civilians if they've seen Jenna, and they're just like, oh man, I thought a ghost at the mall. It's like, oh my god, why the fuck do we even ask these people? But then the game's like, oh shit, Jenna Anderson's right there, go get her. And it's like, what the fuck? And then she just instant transmissions to a fucking Oblivion Gate and go right after her and fight off a bunch of chimeras in the astral plane. And then when you catch up to her, she just leaves into another portal and then she basically disappears. And it's like, what the fuck? Where'd she go? Meanwhile, you meet back up with Akira and the rest of the police officers, and they're just like, well, apparently since the civilians saw ghosts at the mall, I guess we should check it out, because what the fuck else do we do? The group heads to the Arc Mall, and the entire place is filled with mystery chimera goo piles, and then you finally find Jenna Anderson. For whatever reason, Jenna looks like she's been playing Super Smash Bros, and then she's like, oh man, you guys are all pawns for the government, because Yosef is fucking evil, and I'm gonna stop him. And it's like, no, I agree. I already saw multiple cutscenes where Yosef is obviously evil, but could you explain why he's evil? And then Jenna just walks away. It's like, god damn it, Jenna. So then you end up fighting a bunch of tentacle monsters and all the chimera goo, and then the missing arm legion shows up, beats the shit out of everyone, then fucking absorbs Jin into his body. And then you beat the shit out of it in order to weaken it before you throw the Pokeball, and then you get the arm legion, which is basically just Star Platinum because this game doesn't give a fuck. Oh my god, apparently the Arm Legion uses its enormous strength to rip apart your appendages and suck on the bone marrow. Oh my god, guys, this is a kid's game. Isn't this crazy? Meanwhile, Akira is fighting off Jenna Anderson. She's like, oh man, you guys are sucking the government's dick, you fucking sheeple. And then she just fucking stabs Akira, and then she gets away and rides some stupid monster, just busts through the fucking roof, and then you have to fight whatever the fuck this is, and then nothing fucking happens because Jenna got away. After arriving back at the police headquarters, apparently Akira somehow survived and is being healed back up at the ARI, which is where Yosef dedicates his research to chimeras and the astral plane. And it's basically like the most pristine, evil-looking research institute ever. It's like every laboratory straight out of Resident Evil. Like, come on, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. He's so fucking evil. While you're visiting Akira, you find out that there's been an explosion at the Harmony Square subway due to chimeras. So now you have to go and investigate with Alicia. You meet up with Alicia, you save the civilians that are trapped inside of the subway, and then out of nowhere, the Beast Legion just shows up and drags you straight into the astral plane. It's like, cool, another Legion to add to the party. So then you fight the Beast Legion and throw the Pokeball, and now you can use the Beast Legion as well. Also, you may have realized that I used the Love Ball on the Beast Legion despite both Legions being the same gender. However, if you actually played the game, you know that the Love Ball is glitched and actually gives you an 8 times catch multiplier when used against the same gender. I mean, if you fucking played the game, you fucking know that! As you're trying to find the gate to get back, you once again find the strange drone that you found from before, and then you find its missing parts again. And apparently, once you fix it up, whoever's controlling it says that there's another human somewhere nearby. You both go investigate the biosignal, and then, oh shit, it's Jenna Anderson. And then she's like, ugh, they didn't ban Hero from the Ultimate Tournament. Oh wait, oh shit, oh, the astral plane is where the chimeras drag humanity and all the life on Earth to eventually be turned into chimeras. And this was always destined to be because the chimeras are controlled by aliens. They're controlled by aliens. And you and Akira were born from the corruption during the pandemic of Zone 09 20 years ago, which is why you're able to sync up with your Legion super well, which is why your hair turns blue when you have a nice ass. And also Yosef is fucking evil because he's fucking evil. And then it's like, oh, okay, that's cool, but can you explain why Yosef's evil? And then Jenna's like, no, I can't do that. But instead, here's a data card that might explain it. Maybe. And then she just fucking leaves again. It's like, god damn it, Jenna. Apparently, the person controlling the drone is Hal from the technical division of Neuron. So then you decide to give Hal the information on the data card so he can do some research and figure out why Yosef is obviously the real evil antagonist. Looking over the files Jenna gave you doesn't really tell you that much, besides maybe a bit of backstory for Yosef. According to the files, apparently the chimeras started to open up gates to the astral plane once a meteor impacted the Earth in 2043, and according to Yosef, humankind has flourished 2 times up to this point before being met with the same destruction. And apparently, there's a group of prophets who were able to predict the future of the 3rd impact of the meteor and told Yosef to build the Ark to save humanity in order to progress the evolution of the human race. So now Hal has the idea to investigate Zone 09 in order to figure out what the government is hiding. And since Zone 09 is where you and Akira were born, and there's some sketchy shit going on there, your character also decides to go alongside him as well. Even though the entire area is quarantined and absolutely no one is allowed to go inside, and you'll most likely get in trouble if you get caught. You disguise yourself as a normal civilian, you sneak past the guards in order to enter Sector 5, and then you spend like 2 hours investigating the area and looking for clues. After doing some sleuthing, you discover that a group of hackers called the Hermits are planning on stopping Redshift corruption in Zone 09 by using some kind of drug. So then you sneak inside their headquarters and realize that they're able to see chimeras and fight them off without the help of legions. And then the leader of the Hermits is just like, hey dumbass, I can hear you moving inside the vents, alright, it's not like the movies. Have you seen the Mythbusters episode? And it's like, god damn it. So then you fight off a shit ton of dudes and their leader named Kyle, and after you beat the shit out of them, he tells you that the drug they use is a government created drug called Blue Evolve, and apparently they get it delivered to them by some guy named Douglas. Like literally just some guy, some fucking random person. So using the scent from his briefcase, you track him down with the Beast Legion, which leads directly towards a gate. So then you enter the astral plane, you fight off a shit ton of chimeras, and then you fight whatever the fuck that is, and grab Douglas and bring him back. Meanwhile, the Hermits show up and take Douglas's briefcase with all of his Blue Evolve. They all start taking the drugs, and then Kyle demands that you hand over your Legatus. But then the millisecond after the Hermits strike the Blue Evolve, they immediately get transformed into chimeras. So now shit's super fucked. Douglas just starts running the fuck away. You start chasing after him. Everyone inside of Zone 09 who's taking the drugs are now all transforming into chimeras, and then you finally find Douglas, but he committed suicide. And apparently Jenna Anderson came by and took a bunch of Blue Evolve right before he killed himself. Meanwhile, Neuron shows up because Yosef knows you came here and you're fucked, and then the homunculus monster thing shows up again and everything's going fucking nuts, and right as it's about to kill you, the red cop from the spoiler anime intro hero shows up and beats the shit out of it, who is revealed to be Akira. And it's like, oh my god, Akira's gonna be Virgil. Fuck. So now you're locked up in jail, and Akira's talking about how stupid you were for going to Zone 09 and how great Yosef is and how everything will be fine if we all just listen to him. And it's like, dude, look at your suit. You look so fucking evil right now. Yosef did some evil shit to you. Oh my god, you're so fucked. After spending even more time in jail, apparently another homunculus monster thing started attacking the East Side Highway, and now you're being sent out to take it out because your character syncs with the Legion super well because they have the blue hair, so they have no choice. Everything's going fucking nuts. The homunculus is doing all this crazy shit. You fucking astral chain its legs and just fuck it up, and then you just beat the shit out of it. And then after you kill it, Akira totally lost Jenna Anderson, and it was all a waste of time. After getting back to the police headquarters, Yosef's just like, yeah, whatever, you're free now. Just go back there and help people clean shit up. So now you spend like 4 hours doing a shit ton of optional side quests like moving boxes and clearing cars from traffic and reminiscing shit with Akira and closing some gates and cleaning up Redshift. But after doing all that shit, Olive eventually discovers a signal from your dad's Legatus. You both start looking for the signal, which then leads to a gate to the astral plane. So after going inside, you and Akira eventually find the missing Axe Chimera with your dad's Legatus still attached to it. And then you beat the shit out of the Axe Chimera and then throw the fucking Pokeball at it and get the final missing Legion in your party. So now you have all 4 missing Legions at your disposal and you're ready to take on the Elite Four, Akka, whenever the game admits that Yosef is fucking evil. Meanwhile, stinky Jenna Anderson shows up and hijacks all the video signals on the Ark, and she's just like, wake up, sheeple, Yosef is fucking evil, and he's selling you a false hope because you're all stuck on this artificial island while he spreads misinformation and lies into your brain. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but can you elaborate on the details? Why is Yosef evil, and what do you know that we don't? Maybe if you fucking told us, we would actually be on your side, Jenna. Wouldn't that be a smart thing to do, Jenna? And then she's like, no, I'm not going to tell you that. And it's like, oh my god, we already know he's evil, Jenna. Just fucking explain it, Jenna. So now she summons an even more powerful homunculus that's even stronger than the stronger homunculus than before. And then everything's going fucking nuts. And then you kill it and get transported to the astral plane and then destroy a homunculus egg. And it's like, what the fuck? These things hatch from eggs? What the fuck is this shit? Meanwhile, Jenna Anderson shows up to the police headquarters to talk to Yosef and still doesn't explain anything. And then she drinks Blue Evolve and goes fucking nuts. And then you show up at the last second to stop her. And then she's like, oh, you're still being used. You don't understand what's going on. And it's like, well, maybe if you fucking explain what was going on, I fucking understand what's going on. Fuck you. So then you beat the shit out of Jenna, and then she starts drinking even more drugs, and then she transforms into whatever the fuck this is, and then flies off after the commander. So now you get on a motorcycle and start chasing after this bitch, and then you just beat the shit out of her, and then she transforms again into some fucking Devil May Cry 4 boss, and then Yosef's just like, oh, it's beautiful. It's like, oh my god, he's so fucking evil. Meanwhile, everything's going fucking nuts, shit's flying everywhere, it's the fucking hype as shit, and then you beat the shit out of Jenna Anderson's final form by stabbing the shit out of it with your sword Legion. And then your character falls on the ground and fucking dies. Akira's looking over your body and mourning your death, but then out of nowhere, your Legatus starts freaking the fuck out, and then you merge with your Legion and turn into a fucking Chimera monster and just start beating the shit out of Akira. It's like, oh, fuck! You desperately try to take back control of your body, and then Jenna Anderson shows back up again. She's like, oh, I tried to warn you this would happen. It's like, oh my god, you didn't say shit. Then, while Jenna's literally dying, she's like, oh, this is your true Legion's power and shit, super fucked, cause you won't be human anymore. Oh no. And it's like, well, it's a little too late now, Jenna. Maybe if you said anything throughout the entire game, this wouldn't have fucking happened. Thanks for nothing, fuck off and die. Meanwhile, Yosef shows up with a bunch of new Legion users, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit? And then they all just start attacking you, and they kill you again, and then he tells Akira that he's got an entirely new task force of elite Legion users called the Ravens. And it's like, what? What? Yosef's evil? Who could have seen that coming? Oh my god, what a plot twist! Oh my god! After being unconscious for 3 days, your character wakes up inside of Zone 09 alongside Hal and Olive. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess your character died like twice, but they're still fine. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Apparently, Olive's been leaking intel to Hal, and after she was fired, she escaped here, and because of everything that's happened so far, you're all wanted fugitives, and Yosef reshuffled the positions of everyone in Neuron to cover up what's happened, cause shit's super fucked cause Yosef's fucking evil now. And Akira is still helping him cause he doesn't know. So now you fuck around in Zone 09 for a bit, and then you eventually receive a call from Hal about Brenda being a fugitive of Neuron. So you meet up with Olive, you both sneak around and avoid the guards, you end up fighting whatever the fuck this is, and then you find Brenda. But apparently Akira also showed up and wants to talk to you. He's all like, come on, it's fine, Yosef is totally not evil, and everything can go back to the way it is, and everything will be fine. And it's like, dude, have you seen the fucking outfit you're wearing? And then out of nowhere, the Ravens show up and start beating the shit out of you despite Akira telling them to stand down. So now Yosef has stripped Akira of his command over all the Ravens, and then it's revealed that all the Ravens are fucking clones of Akira, so there'll always be an unlimited source of capable humans for the legions. Like, oh my god, fucking Evangelion! So now all the Akira clones just stab the shit out of him, and they have to fight all the Ravens while Yosef's talking hella shit and being super evil, but now that Akira died, he starts transforming into the Legion's true form as well. It's like, fuck! So now Akira starts killing all the fucking Ravens, and then you have to stop Akira from going fucking nuts. So then the fucking theme song starts to kick in, and you transform into your Legion's true form while remaining in control of it. It's the fucking hypest shit. It's so fucking cool. And after you beat the shit out of Akira, you both eventually calm down and pass out. You take Akira back to Hal's hideout. He finally realizes that Yosef is fucking evil, and now the plan is just go straight to the ARI and beat the shit out of Yosef. And it's like, cool, that's the fucking plan. So you both go to the ARI, and then you discover that Yosef created like 10 billion Akira clones, so then you just start beating the shit out of all of them, and Akira starts having a 9S existential mental breakdown, so now you start running up to the very top of the ARI like it's the fucking ending of Ocarina of Time. You fight a shit ton of chimeras and Akira clones, and everything's going fucking nuts, and now Akira starts freaking the fuck out, and you have to calm him down by beating the shit out of him again. Meanwhile, Yosef shows up and starts summoning a bunch of chimera legions and starts talking hella shit, and then a bunch of Akira clones show up, but then they all kill each other, which causes them to fuse with their legions, and it's like, oh fuck, this is bullshit. But oh shit, it's not even over. The fused legion forms kill each other again to then fuse together again, and then they all fuse together. They all fuse together into some fucking magic cube called Noah, and apparently Yosef is planning on saving humanity by merging everyone together into one singular nexus of existence. Like, oh my god, they just ripped off Evangelion. They just ripped it off. They don't give a fuck. So now Yosef transforms into a fucking giant stupid monster that's like 10 billion feet tall, and it's like, what? What do I do? I mean, in terms of hype, it's no Wonderful 101. So now the game's like, oh shit, this boss fight's fucking impossible. So now Noah just sucks you into its body and you get transported into this fucking white room where Noah's core is located. So you start beating the shit out of it. Everything's going fucking nuts. It's like the fucking hype is shit. But then Yosef appears out of nowhere and he's just like, oh man, I fucking transcended dimensions. There's nothing you can fucking do about it, bro. But oh shit, since Akira was absorbed into the Noah core, he's able to kill it from within. So now all of the Akira clones start attacking the Noah core and beat the shit out of it. And after being transported back outside, Noah has been defeated and everything is fine. It's like, fuck yeah, we did it. We stopped Evangelion from happening. Except, oh shit, it's not even over. Noah Prime shows up and fucking starts shooting off lasers at you. But then the Axe Legion comes out of nowhere and saves you because your dad is the fucking Axe Legion because this game ripped off Evangelion. So now Noah Prime is going fucking nuts. You're beating the shit out of each other. But then, oh shit, Noah Prime becomes final Noah Prime and everything's still going fucking nuts. It's the fucking hypest shit. And then it's like, fuck you. You just kill it with a finishing move where you use all the legions. You use all of them. You use the Beast Legion, the Arm Legion, the Arrow Legion, the Axe Legion, and the Sword Legion, and you just beat the shit out of it. But oh shit, it's not even over. Akira takes control over Noah from inside its body, and you, Akira, and your Axe Legion, who's actually your dad, work together to deliver the final blow and kill Noah in one final swing. That's it. Credits. And it's like, what? What the fuck just happened? Did we win? Did we lose? This ending's bullshit! What the fuck? Come on! So, to get the actual ending, you have to reload the game to unlock the File 12 post-game, and then you'll get to view a short epilogue. A month after defeating Noah, fewer and fewer gates have been opening up throughout the arc. Jin and Alicia form Neuron back together, with Olive sort of being the new commander, and Brenda reopened the ARI and is currently dedicating her research to the possibility of leaving the Ark and reclaiming Earth. Akira disappeared with Noah, but supposedly one of the clones was left behind. No one really knows why he was left behind, for what purpose, but supposedly Akira has lost his memory of what's happened for the past month or so. They might be the real Akira, they might still be considered a clone, but it's not all super clear. In fact, the entire game basically didn't explain shit. I mean, if fewer gates are opening up on the Ark, does that mean Yosef was doing some shit that caused Chimeras to attack in the first place? Like, why did the Chimeras stop attacking the Ark as frequently as they used to? Did Jenna Anderson have something to do with it? Was she planning on stopping Yosef because he was causing Chimeras to attack? Or was it her fault? Like, were Yosef and Jenna trying to save humanity from the Chimera threat they somehow caused in the first place? Like, what is the fucking implication here? Also, what about those prophets who predicted the future of the third impact of the meteor? Who the fuck were those people? Why weren't they in the story at all? Where did they go? Like, what the fuck? Also, what about those fucking aliens that were controlling the Chimeras? Like, who the fuck are those aliens? Why do we know nothing about them? What were they trying to accomplish? Like, I don't fucking know. Anyways, I guess I'm looking forward to a sequel where Platinumgames will decide to not answer these questions again. As long as Platinumgames continues to make awesome action games and constantly improves their booty tech, I'll continue to play them and jerk off to them to my heart's content, because these guys are fucking geniuses and I'll follow them to the ends of the earth. The story is fucking stupid though. Just rip off Gurren Lagann next, do whatever you have to do, I don't give a fuck. Anyways, Astral Chain is amazing. It's so much fun. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's so fucking good. Look how fucking good this game looks.